creating a new case type. If this is your first solution, your empty solution, you can click here on your solution name, More, and select Setup. In this Setup section, go to Case Setup, then Case Types. And as this is an empty new solution, you don't have any case type already defined. So we are going to define our first case type, clicking here on the plus button. This is a demo for an auto loan. The permanent code is pre-filled using the name of the case type. You can change it, but you cannot modify it after this was created. And the next item is the icon. You can assign an icon for this case type. We are going to select the card icon. And here in the color, if you click here, you can select a different color from the palette. See? And then you need to assign, if you want, assign resolution codes. The resolution codes appear as a list of drop-down values when the case worker is closing the case. They use this resolution code to indicate the outcome of this case. So you can see here that we only have one resolution code already defined in review, but we are going to use other resolution codes. So to add a resolution code, you can click here on the plus button, or previously you can click here on the case resolution codes menu and add the resolution code. I'm going to add here the resolution codes. So the first one will be the approve. The icon, I'm going to select a thumbs up. We have two options, fill and not fill. I'm going to select this one, an empty one, and this will be green. So approve will be thumbs up in green. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to add a second resolution code that will be not approved. The icon now will be thumbs down, and we are going to assign the red color for this resolution code. Save it. You can add a description. And the next option is to select the priority. If you click here, you can see all the priorities already defined. And you can select, in this example, we are going to select the major. The next option is here in the workflow and data. The important things that you need to keep data model checked or selected. If you don't have this selected, the procedure or the case type will don't have any data model. So also, if you want to use the previous defined data model or reuse another created data model, you can select here from the drop-down. In this, as this is an empty new solution, we don't have any other data model in the system. The other options are going to be set as default right now, and I'm going to use default folders. So we are ready to create our new case type auto loan. I'm going to click on Save. And here we see the new case type page, okay, auto loan with the icon card. The resolutions codes are approved and not approved. Okay, and here in the workflow data, it creates three things: the milestone diagram, the procedure, and the data model. Let's check the milestone diagram. So the milestone diagram is by default. So you can add modifications here, but basically it's saying that the new status or milestone, you can go from new to assignment, from assignment to in process to resolve, and from resolve to close, right? For example, if you don't want to have the option to go from close or reopen the case, right? You can just remove this line here. So now you cannot go from close to a new case type. Also, from resolve, I don't want to go from resolve to new milestone. I'm going to remove also this line. I'm going to save it. And this is our updated milestone right now. I'm going to close this window and check now the procedure. The procedure is also built by default, but in this case, the default is an empty procedure. So you don't see nothing here. Nothing is created here. Okay, you can start building your procedure using the elements here on the left side. Okay? And the third is the data model. So here in the data model, you see we have two options, case and auto loan. And also you can see here that there is a warning that says that at least you need to add a custom attribute. I'm going to click here, auto loan, and see here that we need to add an attribute here in this section. It says that have 5 attributes already, but those are by default. Is the ID and created and modified attributes. So I'm going to create, for example, customer name. Customer name will be a text. I'm going to add it. The next one we can add, as this is an auto loan. Okay, of course we need to add the loan amount. This will be, let me show you here, this will be a number. Okay. And then I would like to know if this person is employed or not, if he's employed, is self-employed, or the name of the employer. This will be text. And annual income will be number. And the credit score. This will be also a number, but this time I'm going to select integer because the credit score is lower than 1000, for example. And I'm going to add an extra one saying that the credit score is the one that the customer is saying, but I would like to check it with the FICO, so I'm going to add the FICO credit score to compare with the credit score that the customer says. Okay, I'm going to save it. See, now auto loan has all these properties. The other important thing here to check is the status report. It runs about less than a minute. So if you see here, let me reduce the zoom. We have a warning here on the auto loan. We have other objects like a case owner, priority. If you remember, we assign resolution codes, but the auto loan, the one that we created, has a warning. You can open that here in the plus button. Okay, and remember, this object has 5 default attributes, right? About created, ID, and modify. Those are okay. but the ones that we added, customer name, annual income, loan amount, credit score, has the warning and say that it's not deployed. So any change in the data model, you need to run a deploy. You need to deploy the changes. So let's go and do the deploy. To deploy, we need to go to Application Studio. In the Application Studio, we have the deployment management here on the left side. We are going to select deploy. And let me zoom in a bit. So here we are deploying our solution, DCM training. Okay. And we have two steps here, the preview and apply changes. Let's start with the preview. The first time we deploy a new case type, it takes about 5 minutes to deploy. It's creating all the modules in the database and relationships and other objects. So I'm going to move forward to the end of this procedure. On 4 minutes, it's gone. The next step here, if we don't have any error, we can see is successful. The next step is to apply the changes. You can also check here for any failed process. Okay, apply filter. There is no failed step. So apply changes. This second step is very fast. It's only 20-30 seconds. Okay, the deployment has been completed, so we are ready to go. Let's go back to the setup section. You can see here in the default dashboard that now we have this create new case type. Okay, let's check first the setup. Case setup, case types. Okay, let's check the data model. If you remember, when we checked the status report, we had an error, a warning about the object was not deployed. Okay, now auto loan is okay. So everything is okay. The attributes and relationships are okay. If I open the auto loan, you can see here that all the attributes, the employer, FICO, loan amount, etc., are okay. So let's try this new case model now. And to do that, let's go back to the case management. In the default dashboard, we can see here the section where we have all the case type. So the first and only one we have is auto loan. I'm going to click the auto loan. I'm going to add a summary, testing. And you see the priority by default is major, but of course you can check it here, change it here. If you want, you can assign to a different person. Yes, it's me in this, so I'm going to assign to me. You can add documents if you want. Okay. And the description for this case. And see here, we have the auto loan information, the fields or attributes that we added. So customer name, John Smith, and the loan amount, let's say, will be 20,000. Employer, incorporate annual income, credit score, but the FICO is a different value. Okay, I'm going to click Save. So great, we have created our first case using the case type auto loan. So the milestone is in new. If you remember, we have the milestone modified. So from new, we can go to assign or starting. So let me start working on this case. See, now I can resolve the case, restart the case, or close the case. Now it's in the process. I'm going to resolve this case. I'm going to confirm. Now I'm going to close the case. Remember that when we close the case, we can assign a resolution code. So here are the resolution code. Let's say it was approved. And now we have the close, approved resolution code. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this class. See you in the next one.